Hey everybody. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Give her a minute. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a good weekend. Hey Mr. Steve. I'm doing good. Tired. We did a bunch of traveling since Friday. Hey Walsh Farm. Hope all y'all doing good. Hey Redneck Okie. Yes sir, everything's going good. We had to travel Friday night right next to Georgia-South Carolina state line for a football game. As soon as we got back, got home about 2:30 Saturday morning, and we left about 7:30 Saturday and went up the SLC's place on the way to the racetrack. Hey Matthew, on the way up the Carolina Speedway. It was a little dusty, but it was pretty good racing, I think. We've got some more footage that we're working on with a little bit of late models and a couple other classes. We're just going to stick them together in a little short video. So is everybody having a good weekend? You doing all right, Matthew? Yeah, everybody hit the thumbs up if you would. Thank you, Mr. Steve. Brian's doing good. He was actually cutting hay last night about 1:30 when we got finished from the race. We went and crashed at his place last night. Went to bed about probably 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning, and got up at 8 and headed home. Don't get, I don't know why my voice is weird tonight. Don't get much rest on a weekend like that. We're gonna taste the syrup back there in a few minutes, y'all. See what it tastes like. Yeah, it's a long couple of days. Hey Mighty Mo. Appreciate all y'all stopping in and chatting with us for a few minutes. Try to get a little more hay cut this week. The temperatures have surely changed. Feels a lot better outside now. It's already starting to get dark here. So what did everybody do the weekend? Or the week? How'd everybody's week go? Yeah, I could have snuck any of them. He was sound asleep this morning whenever we left. I just don't know if that little Honda would have hauled it or not. I reckon I could have drove it up on top of it and tried. Yeah, he was zonked out this morning when we left. He sure welcomed us with open arms though. Like I said, we showed up about probably 1:30 and he was still out cutting hay, and he come in and then we sat around and bull jived till after 4 o'clock. Yeah, we did have a good time. Give me 1 second, guys. My other phone's making a noise. Hold on. Sorry about that. Had to make sure that wasn't nothing important that couldn't wait and everything's good. Trying to decide which one of the syrups I want to taste first. They won't go bad if you open them though, will they? Let me see if it says, because I hate to open them all up and they go bad before I can eat it. I told Brian the other night, that was Friday night when we got back from the ball game at about 2:30 in the morning, he was doing a live. And I jumped on there and told him that I was going to bring the syrup. He could cook the biscuits or pancakes. He didn't even get up. He slept right through us leaving. Is Rowdy in here? I haven't seen Rowdy. Let me see if Rowdy Yates has been in here yet. I don't see Rowdy's name yet. Hey, Mr. Jeff. Someone on Brian's live called me Syrup Man. They sure did. Yeah, it was Mr. Jeff, actually. He just commented right up under you there, Steve Mack. I'm fixing to taste them all here in a few minutes. I'll probably gain 20 pounds before that syrup runs out. Hey, Rowdy. I didn't get a chance to go to the post office yet, buddy, for the stickers that you messaged me the other day, or Facebook. The little post office that we use for our farm, it's only open from like 12 at lunchtime to like 3 o'clock. And I don't think it's open none on the weekends. So we'll run by tomorrow and check it, and if the weather's still holding up like it's supposed to be, we'll try to finish up some hay this week. I'm kind of glad that we only decided to spray about 40 acres to try to get fourth cutting on our coastal, because as much as the temperatures dropped at night, I believe we would have wasted, made a bad decision to go ahead and spray more. But you never know, it could still turn out to make a decent fourth cutting on the fields we sprayed. Or you could lose what you sprayed on it. If I wanted to spray it any, it would have been perfect growing weather for it. But being we decided to spray some, it half and half us. It's always a gamble. Yes, sir, it is. I feel better now than I did last year at this time going into the winter with our hay situation for our cows. so that's a plus. No, we haven't got any rain. Trying to think when's the last time we got rain. It's been a little while. It's actually very dry here now. 90s there all week. Hey, farm work. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, the temperature at night has dropped pretty good. I think we got to 52 or 53 a couple nights last week. It felt good in the mornings, I do know that, when you get out and get started doing stuff. It's cool there, farm work. Yeah, everything is very dry. Hey, Monty. I know that racetrack we went to last night, that video we just dropped a little bit ago. Man, that was some good racing, and in my opinion, but it was dusty though. Man, I was so dirty when we left that racetrack. I've been in the 60s at night. Got about 90 today. I haven't even looked today. I got straight home and had to unpack all the stuff that we carry to the race out the car. And then I had to wash the car because it had a half-inch of clay dust on it. And I wouldn't have heard the end of that if I hadn't washed it off from my wife. '50s and '60s at night. That's pretty much what we was last week. Uncle Ernie said it was 35 in Arizona this morning. Wow. Hey, Ag Wild. Appreciate you dropping in. Y'all, when I was getting ready to start the live a while ago, I seen a button at the top of the screen that I've never noticed, and it was an arrow, and I hit it, and I think I was able to share it out to like Facebook that I was going live. So I've never seen that button before. Don't think we got any rain in the forecast. Soon as me and Brian figure out for sure what we're gonna do, I'll get back up with you about the email you sent me earlier. I just saw it not long ago. It's 88 there today. 50 to 60 at night. No, I didn't get nothing from his place. I should have though. I told him I don't know why he cut so much hay at night. He was cutting Friday night at the middle of the night. He was cutting last night at 1:30. Whenever we showed up at his place, he was out in the field cutting. I like to sleep at night, if I can. Yeah, it's better than being out at the bars. I think he needs a bigger mower. Yeah, if he had a bigger one, it would speed it up, or if he had Well, if you had a second one, then you got to have somebody to run it, I reckon. So a bigger one would be better for just one person running it. Yeah, we was gonna get out this morning and go do a little bit of piddling around, but one of my brothers rode with me and he was ready to get on back, so we jumped out and headed on back. He said the sugar level's higher, I think. That might be what he needs, Rowdy. Yeah, I like to go home. There ain't no place like home. But if you got a lot you got to get done, I reckon you got to do it when you can. That's a plus of having the calves too, I reckon. If I tried to mow on mine at night, the mosquitoes would eat me up. I'd have to get a blood transfusion. I put some old rags on the manifold and let it smoke what time I'm cutting to keep mosquitoes away. Somebody stopped out there. In front of my shop. I was just looking to You want to know about the calves? Yeah, me neither. I know it would be nice to have to fix the lights on mine, because a couple times this year I could have finished the field I was in another 30 minutes. You know, if I'd have had lights on it, and being I didn't, I had to go back the next morning and finish up 2 acres. It would have been easily finished the night before. Heard it all now. Is there any one of these syrups y'all want me to taste first? I'm gonna taste them and see what they taste like at some point tonight. Anybody else planning on cutting any hay this week? Flip a coin. Your lights work on both. You haven't had skeeters since mid-August. The mosquitoes wasn't too bad here until the hurricane a couple weeks ago. Then they got a little worse after it. Got the bus loaded headed my way. Come on. Go with LED lights. One of the best upgrades you've done so far for your tractor. Yeah, like I said, I don't plan on working at night. But you know, when you run up at the end of the day and you just got a little bit of something to finish, then it's aggravating to have to drive home and then go back the next day for 20 minutes of work. The red top bottom. Alright, you was the only one to say something, so we're going to check it out first. This is the 100% pure organic grade A dark from Mr. Steve Mack. This stuff ain't gonna go bad if I open it though. And I can't, because I'm not gonna be able to eat it all in a week or nothing. Tell you what, I'm just gonna crack the seal off like that. Try it. Yeah, this is a cooking channel now, y'all. We're gonna start doing cooking stuff. Not if I don't show you. That ain't. Look at that. Oh, mercy. Now I got to find something to set my spoon on. That's got a much heavier taste than the first bottle Mr. Steve sent me. It was I think it was a light like that one. That's very good. What you putting on? I ain't putting it on nothing. I put it on a spoon. I ain't got nothing to put it on. My wife won't cook me no biscuits or pancakes. Jackie's House of Pancakes. Yeah, my wife said that I left and was running the roads all weekend, that I could fend for my own biscuits. Flapjacks with Jackie. I got to have a napkin out here somewhere, y'all. I don't want to lay this spoon on my counter up there and come out here tomorrow and it be covered in ants. Try the cane syrup you sent. Hey, 69 Druth. Yep. Gerraldfarms, I'll try the cane syrup next. That dark maple there was, like I said, it's just more robust tasting. You could taste a lot more. This is the cane syrup that comes from Gerraldfarms. Let me wipe my spoon off. See, guys, I tell y'all to come over on Sunday. I invite some y'all to come over and be on the live with me. If one of y'all were to come by, y'all could be here. Man, this smells good. That smells like something my grandparents used to eat. I need to stand up where I can be in the. Quit being just a lot thicker, y'all. That's got a bite. I believe that is going to be good with some biscuits. Mr. Walsh. That's very good. That's a totally different taste. But like you told me to think of the difference between a diet drink and a regular drink. It is just a lot thicker than the maple syrup. Just drink. No, if I drink it out the bottle, then if one of y'all do ever show up, y'all gonna be like, I can't eat his syrup. He was drinking out the bottle. They're both very good. I might be a diabetic after this. If y'all see me having to start taking insulin. Looks like I did a shot of whiskey. That was probably from before the live started. Let me get something to drink. Y'all give me 1 second. Got to get my koozie. It's a commercial break without the commercial. I think my grandparents must eat cane syrup, because that cane syrup's very familiar tasting. So I have to ask my dad if he remembers what my grandparents, his mom and dad, used. But I'm about to be willing to bet that that's what it was. Seen on the news some shit rolled on the side. I haven't heard nothing about that 69. I've been on the road all weekend. And to be totally honest, I haven't, I don't watch much news. I try not to even watch the news to see my weather. I'd rather just look at it on my phone, and that way they don't try to tell me everything how I need to feel about everything for 15 minutes for me to see 2 minutes worth of weather. The main thing I like to see is the radar. If I can see an active radar, that's 99% what I want to see. In Brunswick, Georgia. Friday night, we was about 15 miles from the Georgia South Carolina line on I-95. We had to go to a football game. What kind of shit was it that rolled over? Like a cargo ship or a personal ship, or probably wasn't personal if it was a ship. Rowdy said try some of the syrup on sausage. Yeah, I will, but I told y'all, or several of y'all on the video the other night, that I would try to taste them first with y'all, so I've been holding off to try to taste them. And I think the other one, the gold cap, I think that's about the same one that Mr. Steve sent me the first time. One that didn't float very well, or one that was too top heavy. I'm gonna try this one right here. I hear a lot of talk on there about it. Yeah, I think I think this one is the same as the one you sent me the first time. I'm pretty sure, and I know that one's good, cause I done blow through that one like the wind through a screen. Let me get my knife out so I can try to open that where it'll seal back the best it can. One of these days, one of y'all gonna show up or let me know that y'all want to come on Sunday. Oh, this is dark. Let me try to get that where y'all can see it. That's real dark. y'all the Michigan Pure from Gerraldfarms. This one tastes a whole lot. It tastes a lot like this one, the maple, the Canada maple. It tastes a lot like that one. Actually, you might not be able to tell them apart if I mixed them up and tasted them. There's a cargo ship. Give you some in a mason jar. Not sure what was on this ship. It was a large one. They got some clear stuff that bees in the mason jars too, Rowdy. That's sometimes it can be pretty good. I found some in Tennessee about 4 years ago. It was real good. I might be getting a syrup buzz, y'all. Sugar high. So what's everybody doing this week? Got any big plans? We're gonna have to fix my son's truck for one thing. I think his starter, his starter went out. He was out here working on it a while ago, pulling it out. Gonna look into the paperwork tomorrow for the snowmobile. I just hope we don't get enough snow that I would dare need it. It's your fair share. Work at your day job. Yeah, actually he called Friday night when we was going to the ball game. He called when he got home from work and said that his truck wouldn't start, so I just left him. I let him drive my dually, and I took the little Honda to go on the road up to Bryan's and the Carolina Speedway. Have you seen the movie Super Troopers? It seems like I have, Rowdy, but I'm not 100%. Why? Is that who I look like? The Honda's doing real good, Mr. Steve. I've drove it a couple times to a couple of the dirt track races, and just not right here close by. That thing is smooth as butter on the road. We drove it up the, I'm trying to think how many miles we put on it today, or yesterday and today. But it's real good. I think it gets close to 30 miles to the gallon. Drilling water wells for the day and silage corn at night. Do y'all use a air rig 69 or do y'all circulate water? They chug maple syrup? Yeah, no, I can't chug it. My mom's got a 06 Honda Civic. They have a big, or they used to have, I don't know if they still do or not, at Myrtle Beach. They used to have a pretty big well drilling convention once a year. And my cousins that owned a well drilling company, we'd go down and hang out with them a little bit during that week and go out to eat and have a good time. But I haven't heard them say in a few years nothing about that well drilling expo. I don't know if it still goes to Myrtle Beach or not. The way they act down at Myrtle Beach, I wouldn't doubt it if they quit coming. A lot of things need to quit coming, and maybe they can get their priorities in order down there and quit trying to run off everything that they don't agree with. They just about killed the bike rallies down there, and that used to be a lot of people would come in for the Harley rallies. And they got to being so crazy and crazy rules that they about run it off. If it would dry up, you'd like the Bell Hagar cable tool drilling rigs. My cousin and them run, I'm pretty sure they like Mayhew, I think it's Mayhew, May something. Yeah, my cousin and them, they drill a lot of wells for chicken houses here and up around Lumberton, North Carolina, Fayetteville, North Carolina. But they got either 2 or 3 something. I think it's Mayhew or May something. They went to Canada and bought them. And they've got 2 homemade rigs. Just a little bit smaller than the factory built ones. Then they've got one that goes in the bed of a pickup truck on a rail system that when you get where you go and you open the tailgate and it'll slide out and the jacks go down and you can drill like a 4-inch well, 120 foot, right out the bed of a pickup truck. All right, Rowdy, appreciate you coming in, buddy. Have a good week. And I'll get by the post office this week, and as soon as I get them, I'll get them put up, buddy. A big drilling show in Vegas. Where are you located, 69, Drew? I know there ain't no way I'd be going to Vegas. I don't think all my vehicles added up will make it to Vegas. I think we drilled, the deepest I remember is like 8 or 900 foot for the paper mill in Georgetown. I think that was an 8-inch well. I think they drilled a 18 or 20-inch well for duck ponds. I don't even remember how much that one was doing for them duck ponds, but it was crazy amount of water. I don't even know how it could come out the ground that fast. Ontario. That's where they went and got them rigs. Your pump is at 130 foot. Yeah, that's the Cadillac Wells, a submersible pump. That's what I would recommend anybody to get if they could. That's what we run mostly. A few of our cow pens we've got above ground shallow well pumps. But I like the submersible pumps because if your power goes out, you don't have to worry about priming it. As soon as the power comes on, it fills right back up and the float cuts it off. Where if it's above ground, sometimes they'll catch back and sometimes they'll sit there and burn the pump up if you don't catch it and cut it off. Do y'all do any telescoping of wells? 69? Like say, drill 4-inch, however far, a couple hundred feet, and then telescope out the bottom with 2-inch pipe, and then 2-inch screen with K-packers and stuff? Do y'all do any of that kind of stuff in Canada? Oh, 6-inch. Do you do 6-inch for more volume, or do you do it for like more water storage because the ground don't yield as much there? See them on the channel. I don't know how I ain't seen them. As soon as I get off of here tonight, I'm gonna see them. When y'all drilling the 6-inch casing, do y'all use like line shaft turbines or do y'all use regular submersibles? And you set the pumps on PVC or steel or galvanized? Hey Brian, how you doing, buddy? Finally woke up? I told everybody you was probably still asleep. Just got in from raking all day. I don't know if I told you or not, Brian, when I left your house, the crazy maps on my phone took us a crazy way going home, tried to carry me way out the way. Hey, better late than never. Make sure you shoot us a thumbs up, though. Pewview Farms, you made it. Y'all guys missed us tasting the syrup. That's good, though. Y'all can go back and rewatch it. Then I'll get 2 views for y'all to see what the syrup tasted like and stuff. Get 2 views off of you. Do you post stuff on your channel a lot, 69? I can't believe as much as I see you on here that I haven't got your channel hooked up where I'm seeing what's going on. Oh, I don't doubt you didn't cook biscuits after we left. You laid in there and act like you was asleep until we left. Always scheming. No, y'all come in too late. Submersible on poly pipe. That's pretty much the same way that they done here, Drew. I tried to get SLC or Brian for me and him to do a live last night, but it was too late, I reckon. Biscuit and grits. If I got grits, I got to have an egg. Got to have some chicken fruit to go with the grits. Yeah, and I done no recording at Brian's place. I took that one picture that I shared on Facebook. You thought I was going to get the biscuit from Bojangles, never come back. All right, y'all, let me tell y'all what Brian did last night, y'all. I text him and tell him that we're leaving the racetrack. He tells me to stop by the store and pick up something for him. And y'all, I'm 3.5 hours from home. Don't know where nothing's at, and the phone, there's no store between where I'm at and his house. How in the world does he think I'm gonna find a store and I don't even know where I'm at? Bojangle next to Hooters. It ain't my fault that the phone maps or whatever it's called don't take me to St. I'm sorry for keep kicking that tripod. I hate every time you go somewhere and then you try to go back, it takes you a different route. It's like it wants to take you by a different, I don't know. That's so aggravating. If I like the way I went, why won't you carry me back that same way? Not so much lately, and no reason. I'm not post somewhere. Update your map. Well, my wife printed it out off MapQuest. That thing should still be that thing should be up to date. I do remember using MapQuest, printed out maps, have to read it, read the turn by turn direction. MapQuest, they still have it. Yeah, I remember using that. There wasn't no phone. That quick stuff we get on the phone to. They are pretty convenient. If we go to Georgia, we're going to have to do a live or two together for sure. Or if he goes to that horse camping riding deal, we're going to try to meet him over there so he can feed us. He told me yesterday, Friday, he said they grilling out and all that. I ain't seen nothing to eat. Live stream the whole way there. Yeah, Brian, I got to talk to you too about Georgia. So if I don't call you tonight or something, just make sure to ask me about the Georgia trip. Yeah, he did. He did offer us a steak about 3 o'clock this morning. He didn't offer us no cake though. They had some birthday cake there, and he ate a big nice piece of cake. And the cake got put up. Yeah, no, you don't share. Oh, dang. Let me back this thing up, y'all, where I'll quit kicking it or hitting it with my knee. Yeah, I want them layer cakes with the homemade chocolate icing with the ground up pecans on it like my grandma used to make. No, you don't share them. You hide them. Company wants something sweet, you give them a little Debbie. I'm not kicking you, buddy, for sure. I know you know that. I just love to pick. Oatmeal pie, yeah. I like little Debbie cakes. I'm not too awful big on sweets though. I like meat and potatoes and beans. Almost any kind of bean and rice. Cabbage, collards, anything like that. Not real big on real cornbread. I like Jiffy Mix. But not real big on real cornbread. I will eat it. Yeah, like I said, I do eat it. But now I love Jiffy Mix. Jiffy Mix cornbread. Man, cook your cabbage in a pot and then mix your Jiffy Mix up and just pour it right on top of your cabbage in the pot and let it cook on top. Yeah, dang, Brian, look how long I ain't even pay that no attention. They they just shadowing. Gordon said he's still here. Hey, Gerraldfarms. Making you hungry. Yeah, I'm hungry too. I don't know what I'm gonna eat tonight. What's something good to eat? Want me something good to easy to whip up tonight. You have a good week, Gerraldfarms. Having leftovers. Well, there ain't nothing left over here. There ain't no food been cooked in my house since Thursday night. If I go in there and look for leftovers, I'll still be hungry in the morning. You got eggs if we need them. You got your package. You don't need me for breakfast. So that's why I told you I carried syrup yesterday or today. So see, he didn't want to break his syrup out. I tell you, time I laid down last night, it seems like time my head hit the pillow, it was time to get up this morning. Hey, 4M Ranch. Not much, buddy. Hope you had a good week. Appreciate you coming in. Update your mower. Well, the only opinion I can have is on what I've used. And we use a New Holland. And I love it. I do not like hooking it up and unhooking it. But my father-in-law was gracious enough to let me use one of his tractors. And now, the third cutting that we've been doing, it's been hooked on it and I haven't unhooked it. It's still hooked up now. I mean, I really like my New Holland. Mine's a 616, I believe. We change the grease in the pods every other year. We check the grease in the pods every time before we start a new cutting. We keep the hay string and whatever else you might run across that wraps up under the turtles and could mess the seals up. We keep a close eye on it. I think we're gonna build us a caddy for him. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to build one. I mean, if I can run across one around $2,000, I'll buy it. But I really might do that, Brian. If I do that, I can have mine for free this winter. Then I have a free caddy. Because it ain't no harder to build two than it is to build one, really. Figuring the first one out is going to be the hardest part. The second one will be easy. I don't know what the rate it is. My 616 is 8 foot, eight something, and we're running it with a 60 horse. As long as you keep the knives in good shape on it, we can move on pretty good. Stony Point's like 4,000. I don't really know. I've looked at several of them on auctions around this past year we went to, and the cheapest one I could find was $30-some hundred. Yeah, as long as you keep the knives sharp on my New Holland, it does good. I don't want to say nothing about the belt because I'll probably jinx myself, but that belt's probably been going now for 3+ years. If you do get a New Holland, the dipsticks. Now I don't know about the new ones, but on the 615, 616, and the 617, the dipsticks. Hold on, I'll grab one and show you. I'll do better than telling you. I can show you. This is a dipstick, like Brian or Ted from Pewview. They dipsticks. This screws in each pod to check your gear oil. See how that's not square? They eat off like the sand or where it's vacuuming dirt and sand around. I don't remember now because I haven't bought none of these in 7 years or longer. I quit buying them. You can get like a 3/8 plug and put a 3/8 plug in the hole, and you can get them for 40 cents versus $15. And just keep you the ones you take out and use them, to check your oil level, because you don't screw it all the way down to check the oil anyway. That's one issue that I didn't like, having to pay that much money for a little part that don't last. I mean, we've put new ones in it several times and it'll eat them right up. Only Ted, not you. I think I have seen somewhere that they're the same, because I actually ordered some of these little dipsticks off the internet, and I think it was a case that they fit. The chrome has one checkpoint, so if it leaks in some spot, it can burn the whole thing up. Where if the New Holland leaks, it'll burn one up. If I'm thinking that correctly. Now, I don't know that. And actually, I've got a couple of these that I welded a big nut on the top, so your hand will clear the turtle to reach down in there and do it easy. Yeah, the caddy does turn the 3-point into a pull behind. And I think you asked that a while ago and I forgot. It's a lot easier to hook and unhook. The mower can run on a steeper incline. It don't matter what brand it is, what model, tractor, truck, car, anything. If you use it enough, you're going to have to do some upkeep on it, that's for sure. Well, guys, it's been about 1 hour and 8 minutes. I reckon I'm gonna get ready to a welded bar. I reckon I'm gonna get ready to shut it down. I sure appreciate each and every one of y'all coming in and chatting with us and supporting our channel. I enjoy chatting with y'all on Sunday night and catching up. Y'all have a good week. Take care. We'll see you on the next one.